Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make some blueberry muffins today. I pulled up a recipe on Google and I'm just gonna tweak it to do what I wanna do with it. Just to get the basics. That's what I do a lot of times because I don't generally like everything, or maybe I don't have something on hand of what the recipe is. So I'll just make it my own. So that's what we can all do. It's so simple to make a recipe your own. I love doing that. It makes it to your liking. So this calls for 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna do 1 cup of all-purpose and then 1 cup of freshly ground spelt flour, just to get some nutrients in there and some protein, things that you can't get out of the white flour. 2 teaspoons of baking powder, ½ teaspoon of salt. And I forgot the 1 cup of granulated sugar. I would normally actually use maple syrup for that, but I don't want to use the last of what I have. I didn't get any when I went to the store yesterday. So I'm gonna use the raw sugar. I'm just not gonna use quite as much as it calls for, because that's kind of a lot of sugar to me. So I put just over 3/4 cups of sugar for mine. I want some cinnamon in mine. I love Ceylon cinnamon. Probably about 1 teaspoon is what I'm putting in. And let's whisk that up together. And then I'll add my wet ingredients in another bowl. So it calls for 2 eggs, using my fresh eggs from my girls outside. I'm gonna use, doesn't call for it in this recipe, but I'm gonna use some lemon zest and some lemon juice. I like it a little bit tart, a little tart and sweet. I love that combination with blueberries. So I just zest. All right. Can't clear my throat today. 1 teaspoon. So I'm gonna eyeball it, but it says 1 teaspoon. If you get a little too much, it's okay. It's really good. And this I love. I get it at Trader Joe's. It's vanilla paste. It's a great price. It's probably cheaper than you can buy at most places anyways. And ½ cup of non-dairy milk. So you can use whatever milk you have. And then you whisk it together. And I have, it calls for ½ cup of melted butter, but I did the ½ cup of melted nut oil. Make sure it's not too hot so it doesn't mess with my eggs. No, it's not, it's just warm. Oh, good. I think I'm gonna use frozen. I have fresh, but I don't really wanna use them in this. So I think I'm gonna use frozen. Whoop. In place of oil or butter, I sometimes use, a lot of times I use either applesauce or vegan or plant-based yogurt. You can use that. You can do that if you want. I'm not today, and I kind of like the coconut flavor in here, so that's why I decided to go with the coconut oil in here today. My husband's being funny back there, being goofy. He likes to do that when I'm doing this. Anyway, and I need to put this juice in here. Let's catch the seeds. Good. And so I think since I'm going to use frozen blueberries instead of fresh, I'm gonna have to put a little flour with them first so they don't bleed out so bad. I'll be right back. So I got my 2 cups of frozen blueberries in here, and I'm adding just a little bit of flour to them so they're not bleeding out like crazy. And I'll just mix those. Just a light dusting, so that helps it not to bleed so bad. Fresh is better, but I'm enjoying fresh blueberries just plain, so I didn't want to waste them in here. And I have my oven set on 400 to bake, and they'll probably bake around 15-ish minutes. You'll want to check them. Maybe start checking them at 12 minutes and see what your oven is like. Yes. So my batter is gonna be darker than most people's probably, because I used the spelt flour, half spelt, instead of just the white. You can add nuts to this, all kinds of neat variations you can come up with to make your own recipe. And like I said, I like to swap out. Most recipes calls for like canola oil or vegetable oil or whatever. I'm never gonna use that. I will either do like I'll do coconut oil or something like that every now and then, but usually applesauce or yogurt to keep it moist and just, it gives it a really good texture. So you don't want canola oil. That is terrible. A lot of people are having this fatty liver disease, and that is, well, sugar is a huge portion of that, but these seed oils are definitely contributing to. Really, sugar is one of the worst. And then, yeah, the seed oils. If you can at least cut down on those things, cut way down, you will be so much better. So, putting the spelt flour in here, and I had freshly ground this, but I grind my flour. I put it in the freezer if I don't use it all because it goes bad. I've made a video on that. Health benefits of grinding your own versus buying store-bought already ground flour. So we're gonna be getting a good amount of protein in these just from the spelt flour, as well as other nutrients, lots of vitamins, minerals, fiber. Fiber is very important. So I like to get a lot of fiber in our meals that I make. All right, and they're ready to go in the oven as soon as it's preheated. Got a little bit longer. Just got them out of the oven. Let's try them out. They smell really good. I think I'm gonna leave the rest of them in there for a minute. It's a perfect amount of lemon. I love that. Lemon, the lemon zest and the juice together. It's just a little bit tart. And then the cinnamon together. It's a really good combination. Have you tried lemon blueberry muffins? Or do you add cinnamon? Do you leave it out? Do you not do lemon? I think most people don't do lemon. When I have bought them from a bakery, I don't usually see it with lemon in them, but I know I'm not the first one that's done it. I did not come up with it, but it's really good. Those are so, really, they're just really good. So I hope you try them. Make your own, do what you do, but make something yummy, and I'll see you next time.